uh-oh, they have me attached.
It's down here.
That's okay, I'll pretend that I can't move. Just don't like standing behind the podium because nobody can see me. Too short. Anyway, I just want to congratulate the area. You have had a fabulous year. A lot of new directors and new faces, which I love to see. A lot of aspiring people ready to move up and get in your cars. Well, you know, just like Julie Weaver said today, you know, the whole basis of this business is building a customer base. Because if you get sick and you've got 100 customers, they're still going to buy product, and you can get somebody else to mail it out. And the company now mails it, so that's great. The key is the product. I tell all my new people when you come in, your first goal is to get to 100 customers. I mean 100 skincare customers, not 100 lipstick customers.
That's right.
Right? Because from those 100 people, you can start picking out your team. One of our directors had a big customer base, and she hadn't recruited anybody, and then she decided she wanted to be a director. She went back into her customer base, and for her entire 3 months of DIQ, everybody she recruited came from her customer base, except from a few from new classes and partners. So that, to me, I'll always preach, build a customer base and build that relationship. You cannot recruit somebody texting them because you can't get in their heart. And that's what this whole business is about, is finding out what she's got. Then you can tell her what you're going to talk about to what she needs. But if you're just going to talk about the company and talk about your accomplishments, that's not going to help you build that bridge to her. So it's all about her. Anyway, I want to just applaud all the guys for coming and being supportive of your ladies. I would not be here today if it was not for JoAnne Holman. Number one, he came home and gave me my first facial. Okay? Now, so how hard is it to sell the product, right? My sister-in-law tried to recruit me for a year. She kept sending me literature. I don't think she followed up with a phone call. She never sent me the product. We didn't have samples in those days. She would have had to actually send me a basic, but it would have been a smart move, because if I didn't like it, I could have sent it back. And she could have used it. We didn't have a buyback guarantee like we have now. But the exciting thing about this business is we get people sold on the product and sold on the company. There you are. And it's just a transference of feelings. If you love the product, you're transferring that when you do that facial or that class. If you love the company, you're transferring your feeling for the company. Because people say, well, what do you tell people? I said, you know, really, it's not what you tell them. It's what we have that maybe will fit into her life. No, she doesn't need the money. She's got to need the tax write-offs. She doesn't need the money. She can make the extra money and give it to her church or her favorite charity. She's shy and lacks confidence. Well, for heaven's sakes, aren't we better people being in Mary Kay? I know I'm different. I was a person in high school. If I had to stand up and do a report, I'd stay home sick and not cover. I would take a 0 rather than put myself out there. You know, so college was kind of a challenge because you really had to step up to the plate. In those days, I was taking Spanish. My husband came home and laughed about my accent. I quit the class. I wouldn't quit today, but even he could intimidate me saying, you know, that New York accent doesn't quite cut it with Spanish. But you just become a better person by being involved in the company. Whether you go on to great heights or whether you build a customer base, if that's your dream, if you want to go ahead and make big money and redo your house and put a pool in the backyard, take your husband on a trip around the world, can't quite get him to decide he's ready to be on a boat for 75 days. I think the most we've done has been about 14 or 20. But, you know, the lifestyle is here if you want it. I didn't know I wanted it because I really didn't know what the lifestyle was. Until you get here and then everybody teaches you what you want to have. You know. In the very early days, Mary Kay would come out to the top 10 directors and hold a workshop and guest night in your town for you. Because we were top 10 for 3 years, Mary Kay came to Washington, D.C. 3 different years. We were first at the Sheraton Lanham. Then there used to be a hotel in Gaithersburg that is no longer there anymore, and we also then, the biggest hotel we had was Los Enfants Plaza, which I don't know if it's still L'Enfant Plaza or not.
It is.
It is. Can you imagine? Hotels change names every 5 minutes. That's amazing that that hotel has stayed the same all those years. So when the business was small, Mary Kay could do different things. That later she would just come on the trips with us. Can you imagine going on vacation with Mary Kay? I mean, she baked the cookies for the directors meeting in her house when we were new DIQs. She baked the cookies. Later on, she had other people bake them, but they were her same cookie recipe. So, you know, that's how we've kind of grown. One of the directors that spoke for us the other day at our director brunch said, every new recruit that she gets, she has them read Mary Kay's autobiography. I thought that was a great idea. I don't know if you do that or not, but wouldn't that get it into the new recruit's head what we're about? I thought that was a great idea. But anyway, I'm not going to take a lot of time away from your awards and accolades. I just want to congratulate each and every one of you for all this bling you're going to get. You know, I mean, it's amazing how directors and nationals have the most fun places to shop. I used to go shopping on the trips for our directors, and I'd see something I liked, and it's like, well, do you have 100 of them? You know, and the store people just thought, really, you know, we were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and they had these beautiful dogwood china pieces, because dogwoods are big down in the Smoky Mountains. We cleaned out 5 stores trying to get enough of these beautiful little pieces, kind of like the bone rose that they had that's going to be a gift. And we were in Australia, and I wanted opal earrings for all the directors. I said, well, do you have 2 dozen? That's when our area was smaller. I only needed 2 dozen. You know, so we went from buying 2 dozen director gifts to 100 director gifts, to 200 director gifts. So I'll challenge the Higgs area this year to grow to 100 directors. How's that sound? Anybody who wants to be challenged, who wants to be one of the 100? Numbers. Okay. We'll put it on your goal chart, and trust me, she will follow up with you, and she'll help you make it happen through your director. But I just challenge you to go to 100, add another 1 million or 2 to the area volume, and we'll see the Higgs area way up there in a circle. Congratulations.